I'm TheCommissar, this is Forged Alliance Forever, and that is a rather unusual map. I foresee some interesting strategies. My good viewers, let's go. This is a weird map, but first of all, we've got the North team and the South team. I'm going to start with the South team. Over here in this flank position, we have Clipped My Wings. We're going to call him Wings. He's 1836 rated. He's Seraphim in white. To his left is BraidDeadCommand. We're going to call him Brain. He's 2315 rated and Cybran in burgundy. To his left, we move on to No Fear 555. We're going to call him Fear. He's 1758 rated and he's Seraphim in mucus brown. To his left, we have Gamer9XXX, who is 1571 rated and Cybran, and he's in orange. And last but by no means least, the game's highest rated player is TheWeakie. We know him better as Farms. We're going to call him Farms. Everyone else in the chat is going to call him Farms, so that explains that. And he's opened First Navy. I'm not joking. Anyway, he's 2721 rated. He's the highest rated player by a huge margin. And he's opened First Navy. This is crazy stairs. He's banking on being able to get a frigate out through here. And he doesn't know if he can. I don't know if he can, and he's well known, as BraidDead is telling us there, for often suiciding if things don't immediately go his way. Anyway, on to the northern team. This is Boom. Boom is 2029 rated and Cybran. He's in dark blue. To his right, we have Chap, who is 1516 rated, and Eon, he's in baby blue. Centrally for the North team, this is Blastchilled, who is 2178 rated, and he is also Eon, and he's in fecal brown. Round here we have Resistance, who is 2406 rated, and he is UEF, and he's in red, and Farms has discovered that you can't fit a frigate through here. Killing myself, GG, unlucky, he says. Oh dear. And finally, for the North team, we have Dimitri11, whom we saw quite recently. He is 2076 rated and UEF. He's in grey. So what do we have going on apart from Farm's unfortunate shenanigans? He is not happy with the map. And yo guys, I somehow found it out very fast that frigates can't cross the choke point. Somehow. He went First Navy and it did not pay off. Over here we have a drop coming out from... who's that? Wings. But I'm seeing tanks and scouts waiting for it from Dimitri, so that'll probably help. Just tripled my income to 3. That's huge, says Farms. Ooh, Gamer with a hot take there. However, this could be exciting. On the one hand, we've got this drop coming in from Wings, but on the other, we've got a bomber from Resi. Takes out an NG. Will it take out a second? We have got NGs in defense though. And these NGs are going straight for a naval yard. I don't think he's going to get another. I think those NGs are going to be enough. He's going straight for a naval yard, but Dimitri is there in defense with his comm. The bomber goes down. All 3 of the North team comms on this flank are coming in towards Farms Peninsula, and Farms, after his early gamble, shall we say, might not be gonna be too happy with that. Over here, Dimitri is reclaiming those engineers, and I think he's just gonna head on and straight up reclaim the naval factory. He'll get it done too, before the frigates come out, which is gonna be great. Brain is also on Dimitri's peninsula though, and making a nuisance of himself. He's gonna take out those mexes And he's also got a couple of frigates coming up here to make a nuisance of themselves. And we've got No Fear coming in here at the bottom and taking advantage of the capture of this peninsula. Wings has dropped it with still more engineers. Poor Farms. Blast is going to pick up what little he has here with a bomber. And he's also building production on the end of Farms Peninsula to support his comm charge. And here's his comm, here's Chap's comm, and here is Boom's comm joining in the fun. Farms is going to be in a bit of trouble. On the other side though, we have Wings, Fear and Brain repaying this favour. All of them have production queued up, and Wings is bringing his own comm across. Chap 2 is setting up production here, and this force is massing up quite thoroughly. However, the frigates from Brain have pushed forward. They're going to take out this one frigate here from Chap. Will they be able to get any more damage done? However, while Chap sets up his production, both Blast and Boom push in on Farms. And Farms... Oh, well, damn, a push. Well played, he says. Unlucky, says Boom. And Farms just commits suicide. Well, back here he was saying, "You're so lucky I feel bad for ruining your 6-hour lobby, otherwise they'd have been long gone," but this was the final straw. Now, this could be a little bit of a problem for South Team. 1, they've lost a player. 2, that player didn't leave much eco, perhaps as much eco as he could have, thanks to his unconventional start before dying. And 3, he was their highest rated player by a huge margin. So, could be a bit of a problem. Meanwhile though, down here, Wings is not to be deterred and he's just charged forward. Dimitri is in the water getting the gun upgrade, but what's that going to do against Wings just charging in with his comm, with his spam, into Dimitri's base? Could be a problem for him. However, Resi has brought his comm to help out, and that might be enough to see Wings off. Lovely naval raid here though from Brain. He's taken out the naval yard belonging to Chap. He could be about to take out the naval yard belonging to Boom, and that would be a lovely pickup for just a few frigates if he can manage it. North Team are continuing their advance down the peninsula. It's slow, but it's going to be hard to stop with those 3 comms. Up here we do have units out, but down goes the naval yard for Boom. Those frigates have more than paid for themselves. Look at this. This is great. Wings has just walked into the water and reclaimed Dimitri's naval yard. Dimitri stuck in the water getting gunned, but he's going to be surrounded. Fear is naked, but he's got a decent amount of spam in support. Over on this side we can see Chap especially putting forward, and I feel that these 3 Wagners cheekily sneaking around underwater may play a role to come, but we have to look back over here. I think that Wings is planning to pop out of the water here and get in behind the base of Dimitri, and that could be great if he does. Quick check. We do have... those tanks have come out. We'll look on them in a moment. But both of Gamer and Brain have T2 Navy, but that's a decent amount of spam here. Hover spam from Chap, and there's no offensive units coming out for Gamer. Down here though, Wings is in position. Gamer is leaving the water. I think he's planning to establish a beachhead on his own coastline. Over here, look at this. Wings is just doing damage, but we have a tactical missile out. Is it going to hit Wings? Boom! Ouch! That's hurt him a lot. He's going to have to get moving, and look on the mini-map at these just 3 Wagners. They are mashing, absolutely mashing huge numbers of mexes for Gamer. Gamer's beachhead is going up, but look at this. Chap is just coming in, and he's going to hit this naval yard. That's going to be brutal. and there's still nothing coming out that's actually offensive. He's just going to lose the naval HQ for free if he's not careful. And sure, he's getting a position up here, but how can you stop these guys all the way over here and these guys over here? Wings continues to dodge. Resi has unpaused his gun upgrade. Dimitri is out fighting, but he's into the yellow and he's got Brain and Fear able to push in on him. And this is insane down here. They're still going. This is like the best raid ever. And the naval HQ for Gamer is under fire. It's only T1, but he's not producing any offensive units. They can just work through it if they're given time, and they will. Meanwhile, another load of Wagners just slip past these under the water where these turrets can't shoot them. This beachhead seems like it's been a bit of a mistake. And Wings keeps dodging. As here are BraidDead and pushing forward on Dimitri. We do have Resi in support, but BraidDead's brought in a Destro, and that's going to make trouble. Wings dodges another missile. And look at this. Now we can see here on the minimap, these tanks that we saw a moment ago here are coming down, and they're just adding to the destruction. We've seen like 20 mixes killed here. This is huge. The Destro is opening fire. We do have Chaps retreating a bit, but Chaps is going to take out all of Gamer's naval production, and that is going to hurt. Now that TMO is online for Dimitri again. Is he going to try and snipe this Destro? That's what I would do with it. Obviously going to try and go for the comms. Dimitri's taken damage, but so has BraidDead. So it might come down to this naval control here, and this is still going on on the mini-map, but we can see that Fear has got these gunships out, but it looks to me like, sure, this beachhead is still there, but Chaps is just swimming past it. And the TMO fires, it's going for the naval yard, but there's a TMD, and I don't think it's going to get anything working. Okay, I think we've seen all that we're going to see from the mini-map here, because it behooves us to just look at this attack. It's just coming straight across the water by hover, and it's getting into No Fear's front line, and Gamer's comm isn't really in position. Meanwhile, the navy from BraidDead builds up here, and Dimitri is just taking the hits. Resi's having to fall back. BraidDead pops out of the water, and Dimitri's down into the red. He's fleeing, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get out. But he opens fire on BraidDead. TML finally goes down, and the damage is just continues to be done. This eco damage is massive against South Team. And I don't know how they're going to recover. However, these gunships will eventually stop it because there's no anti-air in here. Dimitri is down to under 1,000 hit points, but he gets a shield up. That was clutch. How long will it survive against the Destro and these MMLs, though, I do not know. And finally, I think these gunships will clear up what's left of the raid. Now, sure, these gunships are clearing up what's left of this, but look at this. Look how many empty mexes there are, and South Team are over 100 eco down. That's insane. How will they ever be able to recover from this? I don't know. That's just so much eco damage. However, they're doing their best over here. This T2 Navy will definitely help, and we now have Sarah cruisers coming out to provide tactical missile bombardment against Resi's base. I would have said Dimitri's base, but Dimitri doesn't have a base anymore. And BraidDead is advancing as Dimitri flees, still deep in the red, back into Resi's base. And Brain has also brought a Destro over here to defend where Gamer has lost his naval yards. So that Destro will mean that it's much harder for... Oh, I forgot to zoom the map out. Well, there we go. It's much harder for Chap to get any units across here, even with one Destro here, and I can see another one being brought in. Meanwhile, that HQ of Wings continues to churn out cruisers, and there are going to need to be a lot of TMDs going up if any of this production is to survive. And I don't know whether Resi has realised that yet. Dimitri is building think hammers, which are a good counter to T2 Navy. But they desperately, there we go, he's seen it, he's building the TMD that he desperately needs. And the Destro bombardment from here as well, plus the mobile missile launchers, this is actually pretty brutal. And what appeared to be an amazingly successful push has now petered out. The damage has been done by the raids, but the push itself, we've got an army here, but what's it really achieving, and can it advance in the face of an ever-increasing number of Destros from Brain? We're trying to get some naval setup here from Boom, but the gunships from Fear should be able to see to that without much of a problem. Little wave of Riptides coming in to try and counter this, but frigates are a reasonably good counter to Riptides, and the Riptides are torn apart. And these mobile missile launchers, I mean, there were just lines and lines of TMD now, but even so, will that be enough, especially in combination with this Destro fire raining down on them? I'm not sure it will. We have another big wave of Riptides. There was a lot of production here. Keyword though is was. Look at all those wrecks. Anyway, we've got another wave of Riptides, and it does force the mobile missile launchers back a little. But I don't know how long it's going to survive against the counterfire from these point defences and from BraidDead's Guncom. However, Boo, Chap and Blast all bring Destros to help, but there's enough here that I don't know if they're gonna make it. And if BraidDead can bring this army, or rather navy, back in to help out, I think that North Team will be forced to fall back. But as we can see here, all three of the North Team members in this area are producing Destros, and that production could outpace Brain and force him to fall back. In fact, you know what? I think it's going to. There are more Destros where those came from all the time. Here comes the next wave we can see coming up here. And it feels like Brain is going to lose a bit of navy here, but he's got another wave of Destros coming in, and that might force the North Team's combined Destro forces to fall back. Yeah, well, look at that, they're retreating. How's this advance going? Well, shields going up in defense, TMDs are going up. Resi and Dimitri might just hold. Might. Little bit of spam here from Wings trying to sneak past. But I think that a combination of the Riptides of these gunships we're now seeing from Dimitri, who's got himself a little base set up back here, I think that Resi gave him a few of these mexes. These gunships and Janus should be able to hold them back. The naval war, however, is continuing, and North Team are pushing in a game. At the moment, I think Brain's numbers slightly outmatch those of the Northern Team. However, this does have stealth to hide its location, and this is basically all Destros. Well, there's a couple of cruisers in here, and Dimitri brings his air support in to take it out. Obviously focusing the cruisers first with the air, that's the right thing to do, but No Fear has taken on the air role for the Southern Team, and he quickly mashes the air from Dimitri, but it's done some damage, and it might now be enough, because I think that North Team are actually now going to win this naval battle. A lot of these Destros are badly hurt, a lot of these Destros are, okay, I was going to say almost fresh, and a couple of them are, but this one's badly hurt. However, not to be put off, Dimitri sends in more gunships, and I think the naval fight is going to go the way of North Team. I'm not sure whether I was expecting that or not, but it does, and North Team are now in a position to push navally. However, we have a combined force of Yenzines and cruisers here. The Yenzines to block any Riptides, the cruisers to just continue the bombardment as long as they are unmolested by the defensive forces. However, it looks like the Riptides are moving to engage the Ensigns. Will Resi have enough? But while he's doing that, Fear has got T3 land and is sending Othumes in through Resi's Bay, which could get some work done. And the Ensigns fall back, and Wings sends frigates in support, which, as we've mentioned, are a good counter to T2 Hover. BraidDeadCommand is here though, and now that he's lost navy in this area of the map, he might be under significant pressure, because that is 7 Destros from North Team, and they are firing on him. He could be in danger, because if he goes into the water, the Destros torp him. If he stays out of the water, the Destros shoot him. But he's got a solution. It is sending Destros of his own, and as we can see here, it has successfully distracted the navy of North Team. And North Team are coming in on these new Destros, but I think North Team have enough to push, or they would if Blast brought his Destros into support, which he really needs to do before. However, these are Salems and they're sailing away, and Salems can't fire backwards. Meanwhile, we see Dimitri finishing the tactical missile on his comm. Still not much movement over here, so I won't worry about that. Instead, we've got to have a look up here, where the Ensigns and cruisers are trying to sneak around behind the cliff, where it will be much harder for the Riptides to get to them, and where they can bombard Dimitri's base without any of the TMDs down here getting in the way. So that is quite a good move from Wings, in my opinion. But Brain's navy, which was previously looking so good, it's now been pushed all the way back to this cliff choke point here at the bottom of the middle ring. He is bringing in a bit more, but he's trickling them in a bit at a time, and I don't know if that is going to be quite enough. However, Gamer has just got back up to T2 Naval, and this time he's going for offensive units, but we got a big swarm of Wagners with their torpedoes coming in. And as if that weren't enough, we're going for a Gamer sandwich here, thanks to Boom, who's got Destros here, Wagner's here. Will he be able to hurt Gamer's comm in the water here? Brain is coming to defend. Will he be able to take out the Naval HQ here? But these bricks have decent torpedoes, and they will be able to help against the Wagners. He does get to sail them out. I'm not sure which way this engagement is going to go, actually. And meanwhile, Dimitri has picked up his comm and is flying it in. I'll check on that in a little bit to see what happens. And look at that bombardment, that is brutal. But we've got to look at Gamer. And I think he's going to hold. Look at this. All of these are dead. The naval factories survive. These Destros are dead. We've got Destros coming in from Brain and from Wings. South Team have held this position. Nice. On the left, Gamer is also using his bricks to push Chap's production on what I'm still calling Farms Peninsula, despite all the evidence to the contrary. Over here though, Dimitri's tactical missile that we saw him build earlier is firing, and he's going to hit some eco and production here. These would also be lovely targets, especially this HQ. And he has got destroyer defense, but we have got destroyers coming in from No Fear. And these bricks are doing work. Okay, I think... Where's Dimitri firing now? Still getting mixes. Good work. Good work. And these brickses... What am I, Gollum? These bricks are going to be taken down by some gunships in the end, but they have done the damage. This is now some real naval power from South Team, and sure, there are a decent number of Destroyers here, but with these bricks, I don't know if North Team has enough to stop it. I think it's gonna hurt. Meanwhile, Wings has brought his comm up on land and is setting up more production here. There are PDs here from Resi, but this is a lot to handle, I've got to say. We have a big torp bomber snipe going for Dimitri. He's trying, and we have these Destroyers coming in as well. I don't think Dimitri's getting out of here. He is not. Boom! Dimitri is our first ejection for North Team, bringing it back to 4v4 at the 25-minute mark. Poor old Dimitri. Anyway, back over here, and somehow the push from Brain and Gamer have been repelled. I honestly didn't expect that, but it has. There's only a few bricks left for the Southern Team now. Fear sends his torp bombers, but this is a lot of hovering anti-air to counter it. Now, there's 20-something thousand reclaim here, or there was, and Wings tried to get some engines in on it, but they got quickly taken out by this naval force. And again, this is a formidable naval force from the Northern Team. I think it's gonna get coming in. Get some damage coming in is what I was trying to say. We also have this force of torpedo bombers coming out here, and there are a lot of underwater T2 capped mexes in what used to be Farms Bay, and there is nothing as far as I can see. There's torpedo launchers, but there's no anti-air. There's nothing to... Oh no, there is an anti-air, but that's the first target of the torpedo bombers. I think that all these mexes are going down, which would be very nice for South Team to pick that up. Anyway, back over here, how's it going? Gamer's comm has been spotted, and we're just not really getting enough. We do have an off-fume drop coming in from Fear, which we'll have a look at in a minute. The Navy is massing again for North Team, though. How are we looking over here? Well, the bombardment is real, and look at all the empty mexes, and it has paid off, because despite the eco damage they took earlier, South Team are now 100 eco ahead. A push is coming in, and watch this, we have T3 Navy. We have T3 Navy on the field. I think that actually came from Chap and was given to Boom, who only has T2 Navy and also of a different race. But that battleship could make all the difference. On the other hand, we just saw an XP finish, and it's a Mega. So Gamer has finished a Mega, and Megas are amazing counters to Navy. So that Mega versus this battleship, who is going to win? And Brain has not been idle. He's bringing in a big bunch of Destros. Torpedo bomber attempt there from Fear, but there's enough cruisers and hovering anti-air in here to see off the torp bombers quite quickly. Now, the battleship is going to be able to eat these Destros. Where's that crab? It's all the way down here. It needs to come in. The Ophiums got landed over here. They've cheekily taken out these mexes and are now heading in here, but I think there's enough torps to stop them. We've got to come back here though as the Mega advances. Poor Gamer loses his naval HQ for a second time. Battleship versus Mega, but a lot of the Navy has died here for the North Team, and there's still a lot for Brain down here. His numbers are beginning to tell, and that crab is closing in. Who's my money on in this naval fight? Well, now it's on the South Team if Gamer can get this crab engaging properly with the battleship. over here. That's a big horde of Despros, but Chap has brought another battleship in, and that might be more than enough to take out these Despros, especially with the Spearhead support. Spearhead's very underused unit. Fast-firing Tech 3 mobile missile launchers love them. How's that battleship doing? Well, the mega's over here, which I don't really like. However, we need to keep an eye across the map here. So far up in the corner that I've had to retract the scoreboard, Resi has sent Yenzines to take out these cruisers, but there's a horde of frigates chasing them down. Over here on the left, the Mega has come up on the land, and it's going to smash all this production here, but I don't know if that's the right choice. I think it should be in here, trying to take out these naval units. Why is it not? I do not know. And it looks to me like, oh, nice micro. While Resi's paying attention elsewhere, the cruisers sail away and the frigates defend. The Crab, however, continues its push, but why is it not here fighting this battleship? Here's another engineer drop from Wings. And now there's, what, 30,000 reclaim here? Look at that, he's trying to grab. And he might get a decent amount of it if he's quick, but I don't think he's going to be quick enough. Boom! All his engineers are flattened by the naval fire. However, this Crab, let's have a look at that. It is going to get work done. And we have a big wave of Spectre Tech 2 gunships out from Blast, which are, you know, they're going to do the damage. They're going to take out the anti-air first, of course. And the battleships are focusing on them. But he's taken out the naval HQ for Blast, and that's going to hurt. Fear is easily able to mop up the gunships with his decent force of ASFs, but there's enough firepower from all directions from the Navy that my money is not on the Mega getting out of this alive. Stakes on this flank have upped a bit. We've got Othiums coming in here, and this is an immense amount of naughty walkie. We'll have to check back on that, but we do have T3 in defense from Resi. Over here, how's that Crab doing? Well, it's going to go down. Boom. And we also have a GC coming in from Chaps to follow up, but you know what I think? I think that GC should have come over here in order to deal with this, because look at this. This is an immense amount of Salems. You love them or hate them, they're here to stay, and they are pushing in on Resi, and they've got these Othiums in support, and all the damage that they do is clearing the way for this cruiser bombardment, so that is going to hurt. Torp bombers from Fear dealing with the fleet over here, and it is dealing with the fleet. You can see a lot of battleship wrecks, and the next Crab has come out, and that is being used properly. It's in the water, it's using its guns, it's using its torps, and it is shredding the battleships. How's that push coming over here? Well, this is actually a decent countercharge from Resi, and he might get some work done. We can see these Harbies running in among the Salems, taking them out, and a lot of Salems going down as the Harbies shields weather a lot of the damage. But the Harbies are dying, and I don't think they're going to hold everything against the Salems there. And meanwhile, Chap is just walking this GC behind the Mega. He's not coming up here and shooting down on it or anything, even though it's clearly visible above the water. Maybe he thinks he doesn't need to, and he does have these two battleships firing upon it. But if he can get this into the eco of No Fear here, he could do some significant damage. Although this isn't actually eco, there's that, but most of this is actually arty. However, we have a chicken coming up, so that could be a bit of a face-off here. Will this GC get the damage done? And we got a note here that in the south, both Brain and Fear have T3 Navy, and they both have at least one battleship out each. And here, the T3 Navy... Okay, so Blast as well has T3 Navy along with Chap. So it's all battleship fights now. The Mega is nearly dead here, but it continues to advance into the face of no fewer than 3 battleships. down here, Chap's GC has come out of the water, but it's seen the chicken. That Rex is actually already dead, so it's not actually going to get any work done, and it's just going to die. He's moving it to the water so that it leaves only half reclaim if it dies in the water, and I think he's going to achieve that, but you know, that was a waste of a GC in my opinion. The Mega is down, and there are now 4 battleships here because Boom is also at T3 Navy and is also producing battleships. And we've got a Torrent out. That's going to be nice for providing some long-range missile fire to back up the battleships from behind. I like that choice from Blast if he can get it into a position to do some damage. Over here though, what have we got? This is some severe damage, and we have a chicken. Wings has a chicken, and I think Resi's line is going to crumble. He's putting up point defenses desperately here, but the chicken is shooting things out. It's dancing back and forth, avoiding as much fire as it can. And Resi, he's just got nothing that can stand against this. He's got this line of PD that he's been able to put up, but against this much firepower, especially the Salems, which I think outrange it. But why does that matter when you've got a chicken that can just fire big balls of exploding plasma into it? Boom, down goes the point defense line, and Resi's base feels like it's gonna be toast. But, always a but, multiple battleships, 4 battleships, 2 destroyers from Chap pushing into Resi's bay. And if they can come in behind and get some damage on these slow moving Salems on the land, that could really pay off. Blast defends. He drops a big bunch of bombs on the chicken, and the chicken takes a bit of damage, but it's this that's going to save the day. If anything is, it's a GC, and that's because Chap has finally sent a GC this way, and the GC against the damaged chicken will do the dirty work easily. And look at that firepower from Chap's battleships on the Salems. That's beautiful. The GC is taking damage from the Salems, but the Salems are going to die to the battleships. The chicken goes down. Come on, bring the GC. Bring the GC this way, my dude. Nice, it's pushing in. Now, I saw a notification over here. This is gonna hurt. This wave of bricks, and we have another Mega coming in, but that's a big navy. But what I'm talking about is we have a nuke almost finished for Boom, and that nuke could be a game changer. We also have a Tempest under construction for Chap, which could be fun because its long-range firepower could be a real good counter to the things like this megalith. Game is sending bricks into the water up here. Will they be able to make it across? Here on the left we have the classic monkey mega combo. The monkey's a bit far back, I think, to stealth the mega. They can certainly see it. How is this GC still alive on the right though? I don't know, but it is, and it's gonna get some work done. It might even deny this chicken. But that was the wrong window that I just scrolled. Procast, if that's B. We have a big chunk of battleships coming in to take out Chap's battleships. So if this GC is going to get work done, it's going to have to get work done fast. It's deep into the red with only 12,000. I say only. It's a GC. Only 12,000 hit points remaining. But it's doing the work, and it denies the chicken. It's going to deny the chicken. That's amazing. Still 2 battleships left for Chaps. Up here, the Monkey and Mega advance, and the Torrent could be under threat. It's not really getting any decent hits because of the speed at which these are moving. How's that Tempest coming? It's still well into the yellow, and these bricks have come around behind from Gamer, and they're going to get through. However, more battleships coming in. Down goes the torrent, and the Mega is deep into the red. These cruisers, Destros are also firing upon it. My word, I'm confusing every unit today. Over here, down goes the GC. F's in the chat for that GC, and I think the battleships are soon to follow. You remember at the beginning how Farms was unhappy with the terrain? Well, so is Boom. Nobody likes this map except me. I like this map because I'm casting it, I'm not playing it. I would hate playing it. However, this is a problem for Blast. His comm is right here, under the water. Both Megas have great torpedoes, Monkeys have decent torpedoes. They must see him, but they've taken out his naval HQ. However, the Tempest has finished, and the Tempest might be what they need. The Mega goes down to bombers and to this GC, which was able to shoot it above the water, but the GC is having problems targeting the Monkey, but the Monkey can target the GC just fine, so the GC backs up. However, the Tempest moves forward, and the Tempest has pretty amazing torpedoes, as well as that giant top-mounted cannon. So it should be able, and you can see them swarming out towards the Monkey right now. I think it's going to be able to handle the Monkey just. That Tsar is not going to finish for a while though. How's that Monkey's whirling to the red? And now it's boom, down goes the Monkey. Now Fear actually had a chicken coming through the water on this side, but there's been enough Navy to see it off, and I think it's just going to die. Good defense from Boom. But Fear also has a chicken over here, and so does Wings. Where's the experimental defense from North Team? Can they afford one? They've got one chicken here from Blast, but they're being forced to spend everywhere. And I don't know if it's going to be enough. And the naval situation, well, this Tempest has temporarily saved the day. Temporarily saved the day, haha. That's right, I'm here all week. And, it will help, and it has battleships in support, but that's a lot of battleships. A lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that 14 battleships I make it from South Team? Maybe I can't count, but I think it is. However, these GCs are just shooting down from the cliff at their battleships, and that's getting some work done. But if we zoom out for a bit, we can see just how much of the pressure has all been on North Team, and the eco lead is reflecting that. South Team now have a 600 eco lead, which is immense. And if they're gonna be defeated at all by the North Team, then I think that nuke is the key. And speaking of that nuke, it is loaded. Where's it gonna go? We have SMD loaded here for Gamer. We have SMD loaded here for No Fear. I don't see SMD, but he's going over here. I see the ping. He's going for Wings' forward base. He might deny that chicken. He might hurt that chicken. He might get some damage done, because I'm pretty sure there's no SMD here. So I actually quite like that targeting. That is sort of where you should be going with that nuke. Not so much naval pressure here now. And the Tsar is up and running, or flying, but that is a T3 arty shell I see coming in. Who's got it? No Fear has it right there. There goes the nuke. How much damage did it get? 45,000. That's pretty amazing. That's more than paid for itself. This is a good XP push, but we have to worry about this. And this. Specifically, Blast has to worry that his air grid is completely unshielded and there's T3RT. But South Team has to worry that there's a Paragon going up. It's only just started, but if the Paragon gets completed, that could be the answer that North Team needs to this pressure. However, this looks like it's going... I thought that was going to do much more than it did. Another mega coming through mid from Gamer, but look at this Navy. That's just going to smash it in no time. Ha! And Boom agrees. He doesn't think that these megas are worth the trouble, but this could be... Again, where that was so close, but where's the explosion? This air grid is one scratch away from a huge chain reaction. And yet it doesn't come. Oh, an air snipe attempt there on Chap. Takes him into the red. But this is why I was concentrating elsewhere. Look at that. Boom. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the air factories going up, and they're still all this vulnerable. Blast could be in trouble if he loses his air control. The Tempest, however, is down as the battleships, this huge horde of battleships, keep on firing. And these bricks are just sauntering around unprotected. I thought the Tsar was coming here to use its depth charges, but no, it's retreating. Is it trying to use its shield to prevent hits coming in on the air grid? Hits like that one. Ouch. Another line of air factories goes up, and Blast is having real problems keeping his dudes alive. And every mega, thanks to this huge battleship backup from South Team, is getting closer. Aircraft carriers also being prepared there. And the rest of the air grid goes up. Blast air grid has been completely and utterly wiped out by the artillery, and the Paragon is only 37% done. He needs it up, and he needs it up fast. We're going for another attempt at the Tempest there, but it's just cancelled by the Mega. However, this Mega is going down to battleship fire, but the battleships from South Team are beginning to trickle through, and North Team are looking in more and more trouble. Look at the overview, and look where that dividing line is now. That is what? 75% of the map in favour of South Team. We have a chicken coming around the top here. We have a chicken coming here. But look at this. This defensive... that is an immense amount of battleships. And I don't think that they're going to get out of the way of that nuke. They are all just crammed up in there. There's a Mega in there. There's nothing to stop it. And... boom! Multiple battleships sunk. It's on 45k mass killed before, now it's on 89k killed. So it's got another 45k mass killed in that one hit. Definitely paying for itself. I love it. Naughty, walkie, and there's a chicken backing them up. This is a brutal horde of Salems. And they are just going to creep across. I think the Tsar might be a good defense here. It could just swim through them, picking them all up, no problems. These GCs could also defend, but the GCs need to worry about this pair of chickens, which is over here, threatening to sweep round from the side. How's the Paragon doing? Well, it's got 67% done, 2/3. There's still battleships keeping up the bombardment here, and there's still the arty, which has smacked through here as well, and is now targeting Chap. Chap has S&D loaded, which is nice. I think I saw a nuke being started here, and it is finished, but nowhere near loading. It's not really being heavily assisted for South Team, and we have more bricks sneaking through. Where are the torpedo units to stop them? There's a couple of Destrals. The Tsar goes down. The Tsar was trying to take out those, sorry I nearly missed that. The Tsar was trying to take out those chickens, and it did take out one, but then No Fear just dived it, and I think on top of that, he's going to win the air fight anyway, despite diving the Tsar first. That is a brutal air win for No Fear, and there's still this chicken here. Bricks coming out of the water in Chap space, but this Paragon and this chicken is what we have to consider. This is a lovely experimental defense here. The experimentals are getting into the salients, they're getting into the chickens, they are eating them up, and that would be great if it weren't for this. These mobile missile launchers will help, but the chicken is the real threat. The RT isn't going to break through that shield, and the Paragon's linked to the green, but I do not think it is going to be in time. The counter push against the Salems is beautiful, and look how many have died, but there's now a Mega coming in, and that'll defeat what's left. Still a chicken surviving here, and it's 90% done, the Paragon. It's 90% done, but the chicken has reached its shield, and that's all they need to realise it's all over, and the fat lady has sung North Team resigns. That was wild. Typical Farms game, says Wings, and who are we to argue? Rage against the terrain indeed, or maybe Farm's suicide was a cunning strategic ploy. After all, his team did win. Tell me about your experiences with horrific FAF terrain in the comments below. While you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. I'm TheCommissar. I will see you next time.